wisdom, empowerment. Urban Family Talk.
We have Joy Vela. She is a actress and she's a singer and she has a beautiful singing voice, fantastic music she's been putting out. Her album has seen so much traction since she wore the Make America Great Again dress to the Grammys. Joy, thank you so much for coming on today.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor and a pleasure.
Well, I have to say, anybody who can wear a dress like that, and in Hollywood, you went into the Lion's Den dressed for the occasion, and then you looked fantastic. That was the thing. Sometimes, you know how it is, you're wearing something, everyone else tells you look good, but you're not so sure, so you're tentative, you may not be working it and owning it. I saw none of that. I saw you owning that dress, and I was so shocked because I saw it on Twitter. I wasn't watching the Grammys that night, and when I saw the dress, I thought, who is this? Oh no. Did we lose her? Okay. Oh no. She's traveling, so we're getting her on cell phone, I believe. But while we're waiting to get her back, her Twitter is at @joy_Villa, and it's VILLA. And I am about to tweet her right now. And then you guys can go on and follow her and tweet her as well. And you know what? I have to say, praise God for the difficulties. Praise God for the technology that brings all of us together, but we all know how it is when you have something exciting and fantastic. Everything tries to work against you and get in between you and that thing. So we have the difficulties at the beginning of the show. Now we're having a little bit of trouble with the cell phone, but we're still going to get this thing done. I refuse to be, put down or drugged down by it. Joy, do we have you back?
Hi, hello, I'm back.
All right, I'm just encouraging the listeners not to get frustrated because we had a little audio difficulty in the first few minutes and then we lost you. So it's like, what's going on?
Oh my goodness, it's all right. You know, there's so much power here, so much power that the electronics can't take it.
That's right.
Technology can't handle all this power.
It's blowing
and love.
up. It's like, what's going on? It's girl power. It's the awesome power of that dress.
Well, thank you for saying that. I look so great, and the thing is, you have to be confident and bold no matter what. If you're going to wear something, wear it proudly. I always encourage people to just be positive and to just be bold in their statements of what they believe, who they love, what they're doing with their lives. You have to live boldly. There's no reason to be shy. And unfortunately, there is a lot of bullying. And I'm against bullying from either side. It doesn't matter who you voted for. Let's be confident and let's support our president. Let's support who we want to support. And let's put a message of unity across because people are really looking at us in the United States. I feel as an artist, it's my responsibility.
And that's what was going to be my first question was, what were you hoping to do with the dress? What were you, obviously it was a moment of marketing genius, and it was such a catalyst for that evening. There was a lot of chatter going on about who might win this, who's going to wear what.
Yeah.
You totally dominated that evening, not just with the dress, but with your comportment and your demeanor. And then when I went on YouTube, and I heard one of your songs, I was like, why have I never, how did I not? It was a moment, but what made you decide to do it?
Definitely, what I was hoping to do was just change the narrative for support and love and unity for the American people. And, share a message to our president that, not all of us hate him. It's not what a lot of the news says. And it shouldn't be about hate. It should never be about hate. If you disagree, you're totally welcome to disagree. But my message is about love, tolerance, peace, and unity for everyone. And that's what makes us so great in the United States of America, is because we all agree on one thing, that we are free, that freedom doesn't come cheap. We are proud to be American citizens. We're proud to be free. The freedoms of this country are amazing, and it's such a great place to live. I've been around the world. I've been to over 35 countries, and I always come back to America. It's my home. And for me, showing support for our president and at least showing respect for his office is something that's very needed in the country. We're so divided right now. And that's what me and Andre Soriano, the dress designer, we're hoping to do, is just change the narrative to one of love, unity, and peace, and support, and get patriotic, bring patriotism back. It's a good thing to be proud of your country. It's not a bad thing. And just sort of be a beacon of light. We were hoping in some small way to do that.
Okay, so I think you did. I think it was a moment where even people on the left or who might be opposed to Donald Trump, they had to admit that you looked fantastic and that they liked the dress and that you were very
Yeah.
daring for doing it. So it was a conversation starter. So what now? I mean, obviously you're promoting your new album, which could you share a little bit of information about the album?
Yeah, so I've got a remix album I just dropped called The Static Remixes, and that's a remix album from a couple of great, fantastic DJs of my hit, now number 12 Billboard charts, number 1 on iTunes, number 1 on Amazon selling album, I Make the Static. So the remix is the follow-up, and that's available on iTunes and Google and Amazon and my website, joyvilla.com. And I'm also selling my autographed copies of my album to my fans. They're really asking for it, so I'd love to give them what they want. And then also the next thing is I'm going to the studio. I'm actually on the way to the studio right now, working on some brand new music. Very exciting. So that's a lot of projects in the works. A film, a couple of stuff with TV, just different things that are kind of bubbling. And as soon as they're solid, I'll announce them and let everybody know what's going on. But for now, studio time, creation time, it's all about the music, bringing that message to my fans and to others, and keeping it about love and unity, as usual.
I like that. I like the love and unity, and especially since things that we can't change.
We can all get behind,
Yeah, absolutely. And we can't change at this point. I know Maxine Waters is talking about impeaching President Trump, but that's highly unlikely to occur. So we have to deal with the reality as it stands. Yeah,
I think
he's
we
the
can get ready
president. We
for
can come
8 more
together.
Years. I really do.
Do you? So how do you
that's
think
a
it's
bad
going with
thing.
the health care? How do you think because the debate is kind of one-sided. I don't know that the messaging has been very good. How do you feel it's going?
You said about what?
About the health care bill, the repeal and replacement of Obamacare.
The healthcare program? Well, I mean, I'm not a politician, so it's not really about, my stance on this or that. Like I said, I'm an artist, so my stance is about let's show unity and let's show support. And if you're unhappy with something, you can use your American rights to, you're welcome to protest, you're welcome to write the president, you're welcome to, blog about something and talk about it. But don't attack him and don't hate on him. And don't hate others who support him just because you don't like who they voted for. And that's really my whole message. It's not a political one. It's a unifying one. No matter what your politics are, no matter if you agree or you disagree or you're just give them a chance and let's move forward. And let's move forward as one. So, I mean, for me, I think it's exciting. I think the new healthcare thing is happening and it's good. I think he's making some major changes and it's going to bring back more power to the American people. That's how I see it. My personal, viewpoint is that everything is moving in the right direction. The things he campaigned for, he's making happen. It's not even been 100 days and there's been so much happening. And anytime you're shaking up things, then, you're going to get a lot of hate because you're shaking it up. It's a new system. It's something new. So you're going to make people uncomfortable, but that's good. That's also why I like President Trump. He makes people uncomfortable in a good way. He gets people thinking. He's not bought and paid for. He's not a politician. He speaks his mind. He uses Twitter. He's very outspoken and confident and bold. And I think that's exactly what the American people need right now. We need a voice to be bold and confident and not be scared to be who we are.
I totally agree with that. And I want to, I'm on your Twitter feed and I've tweeted you. But one of the tweets that you put out on March 19th is an article at standleague.org, and it says, when did being a Christian become something to be feared? How is the religion of 75% of our nation under attack? And I think this is such it's just a wonderful thing that you shared this because it's something that we talk about here on the program, and it's something that we're concerned with, and we want to be good representatives. And so how do you go about doing that when you're thinking through, you're going to write songs, you're going to sing, you're going to speak at events, and you have this public persona? How do you navigate this issue?
I mean, I've always been a woman of prayer. My dad was a Christian minister, and that is a basis, a foundation for my life, is putting God first and really loving people and helping them. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to turn down my navigation. I don't know if you can hear that.
I hear it sounded like a computer voice in the background. I'm like, someone's talking too. Okay.
Yeah, it's so loud. Yeah. All right, it's going crazy here. Yeah, but basically what I was saying is that, my standpoint has always been about being deep and reaching out to God and saying, okay, what direction should I take? What voice should I have? What should I do that's going to help humanity and help people and is going to actually impact the world for better? If you always think of a way to help somebody and a way to be a humanitarian in everything, because everything we do is eyeballs on. Somebody's going to learn something from you. The standpoint of, I want to teach somebody something good.
Oh, we're getting a little bit of static here. Can you still hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay, there you are.
Yes.
I have someone who's tweeting me a question, and they're asking me about whether or not you're a conservative as your political bent. Now, do you discuss that in any of your music or any of your speaking engagements?
That's a really good question.
Yeah, you're speaking at the Trump rallies.
I was raised that way. I was raised Christian, conservative, as Republican as it gets. Fox News watching, and I'm grateful for that upbringing. And growing up, I mean, my friend Kaya Jones talked about this on InfoWars. She says, because she was in the Pussycat Dolls, and she says she didn't even know what it meant, conservative meant. She just knew she had certain things in her heart that she knew were wrong and right, and things that she didn't feel comfortable doing or speaking about. And she found out that means she's a conservative. She just didn't know that there was a term for that. So for me, I've always been led by a conservative standpoint. But of course, being involved in liberal Hollywood and whatever, and I'm not name bashing or name calling. I have a lot of friends from both sides, and I love them all. But being told that you're not supposed to pray or you're not supposed to be outright Christian or religious at all, or you shouldn't mention God here, or you shouldn't speak up for that, you shouldn't be political, you shouldn't say anything about the president, like in anything in positive, you're being told not to talk positive, that I have a problem with. Because I want everyone to have their free voice, free speech. That's what this country's built on. And once you start trying to censor people, and I feel like it's a lot of conservative voices that get censored mostly, and that's not okay. If I don't feel like going along with the grain and I want to have my own viewpoint, that's me. And I think a lot of people feel that way. I mean, being conservative is now actually the rebellious punk rock thing to do because we're like represented as minorities, so we're naturally the rebels. We're fighting the empire. I feel like.
Oh, it's the truth. You really have to be strong to be on the right nowadays.
Yeah, I feel like and it's a beautiful thing when you stand up for what you believe in, and don't waver, and just don't apologize, don't make apologies, don't like, hey, I'm sorry, I think this way. No, just this is how I feel. This is what I think. Period. There's power in that.
I agree. And I want to encourage everyone who's listening, especially if you're feeling like, because it can get discouraging having people at your workplace or people that you care about when they realize that you're politically on the right. They have reactions to that. But what you're saying is it doesn't matter what the size of your platform or, if you're in the public eye or if you're a private person, to keep standing for that and don't back
That's
down.
right. You keep standing for it and you speak your truth because yes, you may get bullied or face criticism. You probably will in that moment. The most important thing is that you speak your truth because you're going to be the one living with yourself the rest of your life. So what kind of impact do you want to make on this planet? And it's all about taking responsibility for your workplace. If you don't like where things are going, you don't like the noise, if you don't like the conversation, you can change it. You can say, hey, listen, guys, I know you all, hate our president, but I just want to say, I actually support him. And then, just something, and maybe at least you feel better because you never know who's going to hear you and go, oh, finally somebody said that. I do too.
Yeah, and they often don't say that they agree with you, but they need it. They need to hear you say it. I agree with that so much.
People need to hear the other side. It's an unfair conversation if there's only one voice speaking. And right now there's only one voice speaking, and that's not okay. So that's why Andre Soriano and I and Kaya Jones and many of the other Republican artists who've spoken up, Dean Cain, Christy Swanson, we just say, hey, listen. I mean, I heard Matthew McConaughey say, listen, he's our president. Let's support him. There's a lot, but they're not getting the airtime. So I'm hoping that more people stand up. You don't have to be a celebrity. If you're just a citizen, just speak up. Say your piece. It's a good thing.
I'm so glad that you came on, and we would love to have you back when you have new content coming out.
Yeah.
Yes. So thank you so much, Joy, for coming on the program.
Absolutely.
Joyvilla.com and at Joy_Villa on Twitter. And
That's
we'll
right.
talk to you again soon, Joy. Thanks so much for coming.
All right. Much love to you guys. I'm hopping in the studio now, so new music on the way.
Excellent.
Bye.
We'll be listening.
God bless.
All right. We'll be right back with more Stacy on the Right. Stay right there.
Urban,
Revitalizing the spirit.
family,
Restoring our community.
urban family talk.